podcast. I'm your host, Danny Bonsignor, and I am so thankful you are here today. I pray that I can help encourage you to feel, to love, to heal, and to help encourage you to view all of your experiences, your conversations, and interactions all through a lens of love. Hello, and welcome to episode 15 of the Healing Mama podcast. I am so happy that you are here today. And I am so excited for what we are going to be discussing. I would love to talk about discipline, and more specifically, discipline as a Christian mom and a Christian household. I like to keep my episodes short, so we definitely won't have time to discuss everything that certainly needs discussing, but I do hope to give you just a few things to think about, maybe a few tools to incorporate or to try in your day-to-day, and to just get us started on this discussion, and we will definitely have more to follow. Discipline in your home can look different in a lot of ways. Timeouts, punishments, harsh consequences, and these can be done with and without raised voices or physical punishment. These can be done with well-meaning and loving parents, but I want to share with you that there is another way. I loved in the book Positive Discipline in the Christian Home when they said, mistakes became opportunities to learn. Our parenting style began to both be firm and kind without veering to the extremes, at least not as often. Consequences became solutions that involved our children's input through family meetings or joint problem-solving sessions. Mutual respect was earned rather than expected or taken for granted. Responsibilities and rights became hallmarks of growth rather than rewards doled out by adults. We saw positive discipline as applied scripture. I loved that. I thought that was beautiful. I believe that the way we choose to discipline our children plays a huge role in not only who they become, but in the relationship we are honored to build with them. As parents, my husband and I had to ask ourselves, how do we help fulfill God's purpose for our children? How do we help our children grow into adults who willingly choose to love and walk with God? Capable and competent adults who have healthy and happy relationships. My hope for you is that you learn to parent based on the bigger picture and not based on the challenging moments you encounter in your day-to-day, because they will come every day. That your discipline techniques align with your long-term hopes for your child and your relationship with them. I do think it is important to remind you that just as you are human, your child is human too, and mistakes will happen. But how blessed are we to serve an encouraging God who consistently offers us strength and forgiveness, and all we have to do is ask. So what even is discipline? Not what you think it is, because sometimes you can miss the real meaning of words you've known for a long time, or you just take on the meaning of the word by how your trusted adults used it. It is important to note that discipline and punishment are not the same, though many people do use punishment as discipline. From Positive Discipline in a Christian Home, discipline comes from the Latin word discipulos, which means pupil or learner, or disciplini, which is a follower of truth, principle, or venerated leader to teach. Jesus was both kind and firm as he taught the principles of a loving gospel. So when did we get the idea that as a parent you must be harsh in order to teach? 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7 reads, "For God did not give us a spirit of timidity, but of power, of love, and of self-discipline." We are called to teach our children self-discipline. We don't want our children doing what we say out of fear of punishment. We want to raise children who grow into adults that are guided by godly principles and not blind obedience. So what does this look like? There are 4 questions that you must ask in order to have faith that you are meeting the criteria for disciplining through Christ's love. First, does it teach children to love God and develop valuable social, spiritual, and life skills? Second, is it respectful to both the children and the parents? Third, is it effective in the long term? And fourth, is it kind and firm at the same time? Using punishment works in the moment, but what is it teaching your child in the long term? Is it truly teaching them anything beneficial for when they are an adult? Giving in to your child's every demand, or especially when they throw out all the stops like screaming and thrashing around, is easier in the moment, yes. But what are they learning when they get older? Using bribery to get your child to do what you want is easier in the moment, yes. But what is it teaching them as adults? Our children learn a lot from us, and they carry this into adulthood, and this includes manipulation. I don't think we are doing our children justice when we parent based on the moment and not with the long-term consequences in mind. I know that bribing children is a common practice among many parents. If you do this, then you will get this. If you behave, you'll get this. And I had to ask myself, what does the Bible say about bribery? Bribery is viewed as corruption, but maybe you use rewards and you view this as good. What does bribing your child to get them to do what you want, usually in a moment of frustration, or rewarding your child for doing what you want, even if you are calm and level-headed, teaching your child in the long run? Do they grow up and choose to bribe others to get their way, or do they learn to expect something for simply doing the right thing? And what happens when they learn that doing the right thing doesn't always get them something that they want? So what are some positive discipline tools you can use to encourage your child to do the right thing because, well, it's the right thing, or to learn from mistakes rather than feel shame or guilt for the mistake? Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 24 reads, "Correct me, Lord, but only with justice, not in your anger, lest you reduce me to nothing." As a Christian mother, I believe that when my husband and I live out in front of our children a spiritually disciplined life, our home will be blessed and God's grace will be at work in every member of our family. I want to share 3 tools that are especially helpful in Christian homes: Scripture, prayer, and opportunities for faith development. It is a privilege to be able to hear God's voice through Scripture and learn His teachings through stories and metaphors about everyday life. Scripture, it guides us and it teaches us how to handle any situation we find ourselves in, including parenting. Prayer is essential for listening to God and for asking for help when we need it. And as parents, we are constantly in need of help. Prayer is a great tool for communicating with God and giving us strength from moment to moment. Praying in front of your child, praying for your child, praying with your child, and praying when your child isn't around is an integral part of surviving the daily challenges we experience as parents. Giving your child opportunities for faith development can help cultivate a sense of belonging and connectedness. Being part of a church and getting involved is a great way to create faith development opportunities for the entire family. You can actually help prevent misbehavior by creating opportunities for connection, contribution, and cooperation. Positive discipline tools will allow you to maintain authority without being authoritarian. It helps to encourage both parents and children to learn from their mistakes. It helps to teach skills for thriving rather than simply surviving. It helps to build respectful relationships among family members. And it helps to increase the internalization of scriptural truths and helps to grow faithful young people. I think often I just think of how many adults I know that maybe grew up in church and left the church at some point. And it is just so important for me as a parent who wants their child to not only learn to love, to follow God, but want to continue following God when they leave our home. And I think it is so important how we go about this, how we discipline them, how we talk to them, how we respond to them, how we listen to them. How can I be an example of God's love for them so that they can rest in this love and so that they will want to follow and walk in this love for the rest of their lives? A question to think about: if we are extended grace by God even when we sin, do we not owe this same form of love to our children? Do we want to bring our children up with punishment and shame? Or do we want to be grace-giving and offer them a relationship of belonging, encouragement, and guidance in making good choices? Please make sure you subscribe to my podcast because this discussion is so far from over, and I'm so excited to dive deeper into this, and I don't want you to miss it. So subscribe so you don't miss the next episode as we dive deeper into what and how it looks to use positive discipline as a Christian household. Today, I want to share with you a verse from John chapter 13, verse 34 through 35. A new command I give to you: love one another as I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this all men will know that you are my disciples, if you love another. Take the next couple of weeks to apply this scripture to your children and to your spouse, and to lead with love, forgive with love, listen with love, and to just respond and spread love everywhere you go. Until next time.